Hello. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Hey. Hey. Let me know when it's 5:03. I always try to give the 3 minute. But I'm gonna start talking anyway. I am so happy. I know, hey. I am so grateful to be on today. I am so grateful. Hey Angie. I'm so grateful. God is so faithful. Whew. See, I still got my braids in, Keisha. I'm still rocking them, girl. I just keep my little bonnet on because I don't go nowhere. Nowhere at all. I try to say Happy New Year. Yes. Hey, Pam, and hey, Deborah. Look at God. He allowed us to see 2025. Y'all, some people made it to 2025 and didn't make it to today. We are so blessed. Oh my gosh, we are just so blessed beyond compare. I mean, we are just so blessed. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. So I normally, whenever I have surgery or anything, I always write Nadia a letter. And so this time I didn't write her a letter, and I felt so bad that I didn't write her a letter, but as they were wheeling me into surgery, I remember just talking to God. Hey, Sister Rogers. I was talking to God and I was like, Lord, if it's not your will that I wake up, just usher me in. I have tried to be a fighting soldier and make sure that my baby is taken care of. And so he's so faithful. He allowed me to be on the other side of surgery. I'm still sore. As you see, I'm adjusting my pants now. I'm still sore, but God is faithful. So I'm gonna get started. I know I said 5:03, but just 1 minute. So again, thank you everyone for joining. I know y'all thinking like, what the heck does this topic have? Oh, I got to give a shout out to my neighbor Cynthia. I'm gonna tag her. She gave me the shirt. She was like, take a picture in the shirt, and I've worn the shirt a couple times, but I have never sent her a picture. So this shirt said, "It's all grace." It's all grace and mercy, and that's it. That's it, and because the scriptures tell us that our righteousness is but filthy rags. So yes, it is all grace and mercy, because I know if it was on me to do, there's no way. I'm too raggedy, and I realize that I'm just way too raggedy. But destroying your Sodom and Gomorrah, destroying my Sodom and Gomorrah. So we all know the story about hey Duck. We all know the story about Sodom and Gomorrah, Genesis, and we're going to deal with Genesis 19, 1 through 26. And I'm going to give a quick overview because, of course, this is one of these elementary school lessons back in Sunday school when Sister Selman was my Sunday school teacher. So this is a lesson I'm sure, have heard 100 million times. So, of course, Lot is Abraham's nephew. And so these two angels come to visit Lot. They're coming to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. But Lot sees them and he greets them, invites them to come and stay with him. And he cooks for them. They weren't going to stay with him originally, but they agreed. They stayed with him. They ate good. The townsmen, young and old, came banging on the door saying, give us those 2 men you got in there. And words were exchanged, and the angels blinded the men so that they couldn't get in, because they were trying to bust the door down to get in, like they was gonna get these guys. And Lot, the angels explained to Lot, look, go and let your relatives know what's about to happen, but we're about to destroy this place. And so Lot goes and he finds his future his future son-in-laws, because he has 2 daughters. And he says to them, hey, this is what's going to happen. They think he's joking. They like, this not going to happen. And they don't come along. So when dawn comes, the 2 angels, they told Lot and his family, hurry and get ready because we're about to destroy this place. And so when Lot started to hesitate, the angel seized his hands, his wife's hands, and his daughter's hands and rushed them out to safety. And once the one angel says, run, run for your lives, because it's really like you got to get gone. And they said, don't look back and don't stop anywhere. So there's a conversation between Lot and the angels of where they want to stay. And so they decide to stay in this little village. They stayed there, and once Lot's there and he's safe, God rains fire down with fire and with burning sulfur on Sodom and Gomorrah. Now, we don't know why Miss Lot decided to look back. We have no idea. But I'm sure she might have been hearing screamings. Who knows? But she looked back. Something caused her to look back. She looks back, and we know she turns to a pillar of salt. I got a sidebar note I want to make real quick. I really want to talk about the relationship God had with with Abraham concerning Lot and his safety. That's pretty deep. If you read Genesis 18, chapter 18, 16 through 33, that's powerful. I might even do a quick little one of these tomorrow, because it was just so powerful to me. Like, I try to read the Bible every day, but these 2 chapters have had me in a chokehold for a minute. I'm sorry, let me get back, but that was a side note that I had to talk about. So now the bridge, because I know you're like, what does this have to do with me? Right? Because when you think of Sodom and Gomorrah, you think about homosexuality and all this perverse living, and you're like, this don't have nothing to do with me. This is not my life. But the question is, what has God been warning you to give up, but you are slow or resistant to giving it up? And when I thought about Sodom and Gomorrah like that, I said, dang, what am I resistant to giving up in my own life? What is it that God is calling me to let go of? And I'm like, I don't want to let go of it. Or I want to, but I ain't quite ready. I'm going to take my time. And when we think about the story a lot, I pointed out the fact that he was resistant to letting go, and the angels had to seize him because they saw that he was moving slow. He didn't want to go. He really didn't want to go. And so when I think about, like I said, how many of us can be honest about God has been warning us for years to let something go when we refuse to? I think about my brother. As many of you know, my brother passed away in 2017. But for about 2 years before, way before he died, he kept getting headaches. He was getting headaches all the time. And he just was like, oh, they're just sinus headaches. I'm going to keep working. I'm going to work. And he did. And one day while at work, he passed out. So when they rushed him to the hospital, they said, your kidneys are gone. You got high blood pressure. Your blood pressure is at stroke level. And sir, weren't you getting headaches? Weren't you having some issues? And he was like, yeah, I just thought it was sinus. He was getting a warning. His body was warning him that something was wrong, but he chose to say, it's sinus. I ain't going to deal with it. I'm not going to the doctor. I'm not going to heed the warning. And it ended up costing him his kidneys. So that was a warning that he didn't pay attention to. And in my own life, I get warnings too. I had some blood work done and they were like, Miss Cobb, you borderline diabetic. You pre-diabetic. You can make some changes now to keep it from becoming full-blown diabetes, but you got that word pre in front of this disease. It's up to you. Are you going to heed the warning? Are you going to put down that food or that lack of movement? It's up to you. But you got the warning. Now, don't go falling on the floor and sliding across the stage when they tell you you're diabetic and now this is your new norm. So I want to say everything that God calls us to let go of is not necessarily a sin. So when we look at the story of Lot wasn't a person that was engaging in the behavior. However, what was he willing to offer to the people who were engaging in the behavior? If you remember the story, I didn't bring it up when I was giving the recap, but when the men came, he said, listen, I got 2 virgin daughters. You can do with them what you want to. Just please don't do this detestable thing to these men. These are men of God. And they were like, listen, you think you better than us? We about to do to you worse than what we gonna do to them. So I had to think about, how is my environment or that thing that I like keeping me from achieving and moving toward what God has called me to do? And I want to point out, when you do finally make it up in your mind that you're done with whatever that thing is, you got to change your circle, because you'll get those that laugh at you like, oh, girl, you about to start working out every day. We'll see. That's going to last 3 days. Oh, girl, you about to stop messing with that man. You about to stop messing with that girl. Y'all been together 10 years. You ain't going nowhere. You going to take them back tomorrow. You got to change your circle. Just like Lot, when he told his future son-in-laws what was going to happen, they laughed. They were like, man, you joking. Ain't nobody about to destroy nothing. Nothing's going to be destroyed. You tripping. And so sometimes we have those cases too, where we want to give something up, but our environment can cause us to stay. The next thing, when you're being delivered, you can't look back. And I'm not, like I said, we have no idea why she looked back. But if I'm thinking, I got to seize, they done snatched us up, so I can't get my jewelry, I can't get my makeup, my hair products. I'm sure she was thinking in her head like, dang, somebody painted this cute picture. I want this picture. Like, when you move, we pack up. They didn't have time to pack. But one thing I know about, when you look back, 3 things happen. You lose focus of the mission or where you got to go. You stop. Not too many of us can be looking back and walking at the same time. It just don't go. You can't. So you end up stopping, and then you keep the past. Every time you look back, you keep the past alive. How many of us, we drift, the song said, drifting on a memory. We drift. Our mind take us back to who we once were. Like, if you've known me all my life, I got a mouth. Well, I had a mouth. And there used to be a time I would tell somebody, oh, you better be lucky that I ain't the girl I used to be. I had to stop doing that because I was glorifying the raggedy me. I'm still keeping her alive because I'm really threatening you. Would you better be lucky I'm not the chick back in the day, because she would snatch you bald headed and then want to pray for you afterwards. You got to get to a place where those old things is not your solution anymore to what and who you are today. Then I want to point out some facts. The first fact is, God is warning you for a reason. In Lot's case, the warning was only until the dawn. So he only had until dawn. When those men came, it was instant. Dawn came, they was like, it's about to be gone. You gonna leave now, or you gonna be a part of this? So sometimes we're being warned about some things that's about to happen, and we don't want to let it go. You only got a warning for so long. I'm sorry, I can't look at the look at the comments. And then letting go is not easy. It is not easy at all. You will feel lonely. However, God will send those around you to support you. And so, like I said earlier, you got to create a new circle, because there will be those naysayers that will always want to keep you where you once were. And there's some people remember this lady was like, I remember when you used to do, I said, oh, baby, but I'm so happy it's nailed to the cross. I don't bear that title no more. Now, if you still stuck on who I used to be, I suggest you go to God about that, because I don't bear that no more. It's gone. It's over. Don't make me shout up in here. I'm telling you, that's my favorite song. It is well. When it says it's nailed to the cross and I bear it no more, oh, that's my jam. Because that is so powerful to me, that who I once allowed people to call me, I'm no longer. But I had to change that circle, because there's still a part of me that's enticed by it. So I got to move away. But then the more you move away, you like, ooh, it's appalling. Like you clutching your pearls at the thing you once used to do. And then number 3 on facts. What I do know, that what God has called you or ordered you to let go, he has equipped you to do it. I don't care if it's the man. I don't care if it's that lady. I don't care if it's food. I don't care if it's drugs, a place, a job, whatever it is. It's not bigger than the God, the great I am. Nothing is bigger than him, and you can overcome it. And he will give you got all the tools you need, because if he called you to let it go, you can do it. Now, I want to give you some key strategies, 5 key strategies to help you let it go. The first one is, we have to trust God by surrendering all to it. It's hard. It is hard. That's a song we sing, and I used to didn't sing it in church. I surrender all, because I wasn't going to lie. I wasn't surrendering at all. I was going to talk to God about it, pick it back up, go handle it, and then it didn't work out. Now I'm back on my knees talking to God about it. So I had to learn when Galatians 2:20 says, I have been crucified with Christ. No more. It ain't about me no more. It's not me. It's about God. I let Monique go. It's the life I'm choosing now to live for my God. Then number 2, praise God for the warning and the deliverance. When we truly seek God, he will give a deliverance. So that's what I'm saying. And whatever he's called you or ordered you to, you'll be good. You just gotta know that it ain't bigger than him. And number 3, forgive yourself. Sometimes it's easier for us to forgive Pookie, Ray, and them than it is for us to forgive the person in the mirror. I have had such a hard time at forgiving me. And then because I didn't forgive me, I was repeating the same mistake over. And I'm like, why do I keep repeating this? I wasn't forgiving me. So I kept making the same mistakes because in some way in my brain, I wasn't thinking I was worthy of something better. We got to know that we have been bought with a price. We are worthy. We are a royal priesthood. We are peculiar people. We are worthy. You got to stand and walk in that and know that and stand in that mirror and tell yourself, I don't care if you got to say it 50 times before you believe it. And then you may got to say it a 51st time because it's going to be something that's going to be in your ear telling you that you're not. And I'm going to say, I have someone in my life that they know I want to be married. Everybody know I want to be married, right? But I want a marriage that's going to take me into the end. So I'm cool with being by myself until I get what it is that I desire and I deserve. This lady asked me, well, why, you ever thought about just being with a woman? I was like, what? She was like, well, you having such a hard time with being with men. Why don't you just try a girl? She was trying me, y'all. And I said, Lord, but people will try to plant little seeds. And then it went from a woman to, well, what about a man that used to be bisexual or he's bisexual? What about him? Could you? Well, I'll be by myself. It's really okay. It is. And I'm not judging nobody if that's what they do. That's between you and Jehovah. But I'm not gay. So why are you telling me for the sake of being with somebody to operate in something that I'm not? So that's why you got to be careful of who you letting download stuff into you, because the enemy is crafty, very crafty. And next thing you know, you might be like, maybe it ain't so bad. Maybe I could try that. No, the devil is a lie. Lie, yeah. However that song go. But the next thing is number 4, get in the word. You can't have a relationship with God until you dive off into his word and you start eating it for yourself. And once you start, you're like, wow. I remember I thought a different story of before I read the story of Noah and his son saw him drunk. I thought it was a completely different story. I knew they saw him drunk, but some kind of way I thought something else happened with him and his sons. And I read it and I just bust out laughing. I was like, this is why you got to search the scriptures for yourself, because I had created a whole different scenario about what happened when he got drunk. But that's here, not there. Study the scriptures for yourself. Not so for anybody else, but so that you can show yourself approved unto God. I don't know how people can call themselves Christians and you ain't picked up a book. I can't go to a job. Nobody will hire me on a job and I haven't passed any tests to be able to say that I'm proficient in something. But yet we wear a banner and say we're a Christian, but we can't even defend, or we don't even know what it really means. So you gotta get off into his word. Next, you gotta forget the past. You gotta forget the things of old. Like I said, because it's so easy to go back to when. And even with dating, I've had to learn to not allow myself to be trapped by the memories or even the imagination of what I thought this was going to be with this person. Oh, I thought we were going to be married and I thought we were going to have this and I thought and I thought and I thought. That's not what it is. You got to stay present. And then even if it was those things, because I did have a husband and I didn't think I was going to ever get divorced. And I didn't think I thought all these things, but that's not what it was. And so you have to mentally let that stuff go. That's all I have for y'all today. I'm going to put the scriptures up. But the reality is, I just want to say we all have some Sodoms and some Gomorrahs. And we most definitely got to learn to stop looking back and stop allowing yesterday to cripple us. So, whatever your Sodom and your Gomorrah is, like I said, it might not even be a sin. It might be a piece of chicken. But if that piece of chicken is going to cause you some trouble, you might have to let it go. If that, like I said with Lot wasn't sinning. But the environment wasn't good for him. And he was called to move. And he didn't want to. We see it. It said that he was hesitant. But the people, I want to point out also, the thing about the people in Sodom and Gomorrah, it said that their behavior cried, it was, God heard it. And in Genesis 18:20 and Genesis 19:13, that's a good number. That they cried out to him, and Like it was so distraught. And I just don't want us to get trapped in that, trapped in, it was not really a sin, but I mean, we got to be careful. We have been warned, whatever it is, you've been warned. Are you willing to let it go? And if you're not, are you willing to deal with the consequences? That's it, y'all. Happy New Year. Thank you so much for coming on. I have missed you guys. So keep me in prayer. I am still recovering. But God is faithful. And I was like, okay, if I can talk on the telephone and send text messages, I can do this. So I wanted to be able to be with y'all because I have truly, truly missed you. And I really do think I'm going to do one tomorrow about the relationship of God and Abraham and Lot. Just a quick one on like I said, Genesis 18 verses 16 through 33. That was really powerful for me. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for joining. Love you, and I will chat with you soon. Bye. Oh Lord, the thing is okay.